Hello everyone, this is Michael again, and I'm glad you could watch the show after the show. Tonight's episode I think was really phenomenal. One of my favorite shows we've done so far because not only did our good friend Simone Masadi, our senior marketing executive for Righteous Road, not only did she open up and was very raw and honest and candid with us, which is very rare to get, for someone to really put themselves out there this way, but because of what the lesson of what she did was. For some of you who are thinking, well, Michael, I didn't really listen to the show because I don't know what lap band is. I just know it has something to do with weight loss, and I don't really need that. So what really will I gain from listening to, listening to this show? What will I get from it? And here's what you would get from it. You would get knowledge and information that you could apply to your own life. Because ultimately what happened was, the story is quite simple. When you remove the lap band, you remove the weight from the issue, when you remove all the surgeries, when you remove all of it, you get a story with this. Someone had a desire to be something or to get something or to do something. And that inner voice, which we all know, when I say we, I mean believers know, is the voice of God. Most of the time anyway. It's either God, the Holy Spirit, or your new recreated spirit. Sometimes it's an enemy, but you can be pretty sure when it's an enemy. But it's God's inner voice that's trying to protect you. John 10:10 says that He's come to give us life and to have it and enjoy it in abundance to the full, till it overflows. That voice is trying to do that for us. That voice is trying to protect us from things that are wrong and that would hurt us. And what happened is someone wanted to be something, do something, or get something, and that voice said no. And everyone has that voice. That something that says, something told me not to do that. Yeah, the Holy Spirit. That was God saying don't do this. Not so you wouldn't have any fun, not so that you wouldn't enjoy, but because it's not going to be ultimately working out for your benefit. And that's what happened. She ignored the voice. And what's interesting is the voice even became a physical black man. Me! In her life, right in front of her. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no. Don't do it. But this show was not about she did it anyway. It was about her not honoring that voice. And what happened is a result that she didn't like. 2 years of some of the most tumultuous times of her life. But, there's a big but. What I love about the story is that because that could have been the story. It could have stopped there. She could still have the lap band. She could still be worrying all the time. Is it going to twist? Am I going to throw it up? If I hop and skip, is it going to come out my nose or shoot out my ears? And all these things, is it going to pour saline into my bowels? Will I poop saline? Will I pee saline? What would I do with saline? It doesn't belong in your body. It doesn't belong in your body. Who knows what saline is? I don't. I'm going to Google it afterward. I have no idea what saline is. But I know it doesn't belong in your body. If it did, God put it there in the first place. But it's really about the story continues. Because after she made that decision, she made a more courageous decision, which was to say no and to get it removed. Another surgery. We didn't get a chance to talk about that on the show. But what she didn't get to say is surgeries are a big deal. You could die in a surgery, people. There's no such thing as a minimally invasive procedure. They're procedures. You're cutting into your flesh. The things that you walk around with all the time. And so when that happens, that was death. She stared death in the face twice. One to get it done against her voice, and one to get it out with her voice. And she left with her voice. She didn't stay in shame, and she did not stay in guilt or regret. She learned the lesson, and she won't ever repeat it again. She learned the value of the voice. And who can't relate to that? Who can't relate to that? We've all been there. I should have listened. Something told me. That was God. For all of you who think that God doesn't exist, or that God is not interested in your day-to-day life, or your major decisions or your small decisions, He is. Your voice confirms that. Deuteronomy 28:1, John 10:27, He says, my sheep hear my voice, and Deuteronomy 28:1 and 2 say, if you obey the voice, blessings come upon you. And that's what I really like about tonight's show. Cut and dry, that's really what it was. And specifically, yes, about lap band. For all of you out there who are thinking about it because you can't do gastric bypass, because you're not morbidly obese at 920 pounds, but you have, 50 pounds? What, 70 pounds? What, 100 pounds to lose? Who cares? Lose it on your own. When you start squeezing stomachs and cutting into your flesh, that's easier than eating every 2.5 hours. That's easier than going to the gym with a friend. That's easier than saying one less burger and one more broccoli, which maybe it is because I don't want to do that either. But really, then cutting into your flesh, saline, pushing against bone and muscle and attaching with, oh, for real? Do you need me to really say this to you? Do you really need your voice to speak to you? Do you need a black man in your life that comes forward and says, don't do it? And if you do, I'm your black man. Don't do it. That's really what I got from tonight's show. I'm very excited about it. It's one of my finest shows we've done. Thank you, Simone Masadi. Thank you for being so real, raw, and honest. And I pray everyone enjoyed it. And I pray everyone got something from it. But yeah, listen to the voice. That's what tonight's show was.